Hello there, my name is Luke and welcome to my end of season roundup of the 7th tier of English football. So that is the Northern Premier League, Southern Premier League and Roman League Premier Division. So I'm going to be bringing you the final league tables as well as what happened throughout the playoffs, because they have finished now in all three leagues, so we'll bring you right up to date with that. But just for some clarity, the playoff semi-finals, they are just one leg. They are played at the ground of the team that is highest placed out of the two in the playoffs. So there's no home leg and away leg, it is just one leg and then straight into the final. So without any further ado, let's get straight into the Northern Premier League. So we're going to start off in the Northern Premier League. The league season finished on a week ago, Saturday, so that was the 22nd of April. So that was when the teams in the playoffs were confirmed. So Blythe Spartans were confirmed as the league champions a long time ago. 101 points they ended on. An excellent season for them. Completely smashed up this league. Second place was Spennymoor. Third was Stourbridge. Fourth was Workington. And fifth was Nantwich. So moving down to the rest of the league, it was in this order: Whitby, Buxton, Grantham, Matlock, Warrington, Ashton United, Rushall Olympic, Stafford, Barwell, Hednesford, Micklover Sports, Colville, Marine, Hales Owen and Sutton Coldfield. Sutton Coldfield managed to stay up after getting a draw on the final game of the season, and Corby actually lost 3-0. So they dropped into the drop zone and Sutton Coldfield somehow managed to stay up. So the teams that were going down, just to confirm that, are Corby, Frickley, Ilkeston and Skelmersdale. Skelmersdale conceded 118 goals. That is really, really horrible for them to deal with. So in the playoffs, the semi-finals of the playoffs were Spennymoor versus Nantwich and Stourbridge versus Workington. I did attend Stourbridge versus Workington. I've got a matchday vlog of that on my channel. And that match between Stourbridge and Workington ended with 3-2 to Stourbridge. An absolutely brilliant game. Great atmosphere. Some really good goals as well, particularly the one from Symington in the 69th minute. A really good free kick. And then that took it to extra time after Wordsworth in the 93rd minute equalised from a corner for Workington. Jordan Archer, though, got a winner in the 97th minute to send the home fans into pandemonium. The other playoff semi-final was Spennymoor versus Nantwich. That ended with a 2-0 for Spennymoor. 2 goals in the second half from Griffiths, and Rob Ramshaw ensured that they would be going to the final. The playoff final was played at Spennymoor because they finished above Stourbridge in the league. And the final score for that match was 1-0 to Spennymoor. A 29th minute Rob Ramshaw goal turned out to be the winner, so congratulations to Spennymoor. They will be heading up to the National League North for the 2017-18 season. Commiserations to Stourbridge. I'm really gutted for them. You know, really nice little club, really great, really quirky little ground. It'll be an interesting away day for teams in the National League North, that is for sure. But unfortunately it wasn't to be, and congratulations to Spennymoor, who go up from the Northern Premier League alongside Blythe Spartans. Now onto the Southern League Premier Division, and similarly to the Northern Premier Division, a team ran away with the league title. Chippenham Town had the title wrapped up a few weeks ago, and they ended on 103 points. Leamington were in second on 92, Merthyr Town in third on 89, Hitchin in fourth on 86, and Slough Town in fifth with 85 points. The rest of the league, reading downwards, it went Banbury, Biggleswade Town, Frome, Kettering, Weymouth, Chesham, Basingstoke, Kings Lynn, Stratford, St Ives, Dunstable Town, Redditch, Dorchester, St Neots, Kings Langley. They managed to stay up on the final day of the season. It was an interesting relegation battle in the Southern League Premier Division. Cambridge City unfortunately dropped into the drop zone on the final game of the season, so they ended up getting relegated alongside Cirencester, Hayes and Yedding and Cinderford. Hayes and Yedding with back-to-back relegations, relegated from the National League South last year, and now they're going straight down to the 8th tier. First playoff semi-final was Leamington versus Slough Town, and that ended with a 1-0 victory for Leamington. A goal in the 47th minute from Edwards took them through to the final, and their opponents would be Hitchin, as they managed to beat Merthyr Town on penalties. After 2 goals in the first 20 minutes, one for each side over in Wales, nothing happened for the rest of the game in terms of goals, so it went straight to penalties, which Hitchin won 4-1. So that would mean that the playoff final was Leamington versus Hitchin, and the final ended as a 2-1 victory for Leamington. A goal in the 114th minute in extra time ensured the victory for Leamington. It was all going to plan for Hitchin up until the 89th minute. They were 1-0 up,
but then they had a man sent off and a penalty awarded to Leamington in the final minute of the game, which took it to extra time, and then Leamington got another goal in extra time, so Richardson is the hero. They will be moving up to the National League North next season. So now we move on to the Ryman League Premier Division, and the league title was sealed on the very final day of the season. It was a straight race between Havant and Waterlooville and Bognor Regis Town. Havant and Waterlooville, they ended up picking up just a draw on their final game of the season against Kingstonian. So if Bognor Regis Town had won their game, they would have won the league. However, they could only get a 1-1 draw against Metropolitan Police, so that's really disappointing for them, but they did go into the playoffs. They did have that second chance of promotion. So the playoffs looked like this. It was Bognor Regis versus Wingate and Finchley, and it was Dulwich Hamlet versus Enfield Town. The rest of the league, it went Tunbridge, Leiston, Big Spending Billericay Town, Needham Market, Harlow Town, Lowestoft, Staines Town, Leatherhead, Worthing, Folkestone, Kingstonian, Metropolitan Police, Hendon, Burgess Hill and Merstham, all retaining their status. If you look at how few points there are separating 22nd place from 13th place, it is just 5 points. There was a very, very open relegation battle in the Ryman League Premier Division. Any of those teams could have gone down, and it ended up being Harrow Borough in 21st place, Canvey Island in 22nd place, back-to-back relegations for them. They were relegated from the National League South last year. Then Sudbury in 23rd and Grays Athletic in 24th. So in the semi-finals of the playoffs, Bognor Regis played against Wingate and Finchley. They came out with a 2-1 victory, an exciting end to the game. Pearce opened the score for Bognor in the 50th minute, then a penalty for Wingate, and Finchley in the 86th minute levelled it up, but then Pearce again in the 90th minute got the winner and took Bognor to the final. Their opponents would be Dulwich Hamlet after they beat Enfield Town 4-2. 3 goals in the opening 32 minutes, a hat-trick in fact from Ibra Sakaja. Took them 3-0 up, and Enfield never recovered. They did get 2 goals, but it wasn't enough. Dulwich ended up with the 4-2 victory. So the final would be Bognor Regis Town versus Dulwich Hamlet. It was held at Bognor because they finished higher than Dulwich in the table. Who would come out on top? And it was Bognor that went up to the National League South. Congratulations to them. A 2-1 victory over Dulwich Hamlet. 2 goals in the first half did the job. Dulwich did pull a goal back in the 77th minute, but it wasn't enough. Bognor went up to the National League South. And the interesting thing about this year, in all 3 leagues at the 7th tier, the 3 teams that finished in 2nd place, so Spennymoor, Bognor and Leamington, they are the 3 teams that went up via the playoffs.
So there you have it, that is it for my roundup of the Tier 7 for the end of the season. If you enjoyed this video, then remember to click that like button and subscribe, because hopefully for next season I'll be doing a lot more videos on Tier 7. And also let me know in the comments, do you support a Tier 7 club? If so, which one? Let me know in the comments. So as always, thanks for watching.